What's happening, party people? What's happening? Once again, I'm your host with the most, Mr. Ron, and welcome to another episode of 40 Years of Hip Hop, where we review 1,000 songs over the span of 40 years, from 1979 to 2019. And party people, check us out on Mixcloud slash check us out on Mixcloud slash Forever Hip Hop, where you can stream the music that we are talking about. We have some of our top 1,000 countdown, some top 5s, and our exclusive mixtapes, party people. Check it out. And today we will be reviewing MCs Like They Don't Know by KRS-One, which was released in 1995 from the album self-titled KRS-One. So, party people, before we jump into the review, as usual, Mr. Ron's Week, that's right. So, first of all, I want to just say thanks to all of our listeners out there, because we've actually destroyed our download records, and it's been like 2 weeks in a row that we're over 700 downloads per week, and that is just amazing. And again, it's you guys made it happen. The people, you that's listening to the podcast right now, because of you, I want to say thank you, man. I want to say thank you, because without you guys, we're not there. Okay, we're just making a list, party people. Not only that, but I went and I looked to see where, the people are listening to us. And number one of our listeners is in Brazil. That's right, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Let me tell you one thing, party people, okay? For all the Brazilian people out there, all my Brazilian brothers, first of all, y'all just look too good, y'all just look too good. I love the funke, man, Bale funke. I'm just like feeling with that track, bum bum bum. Dun dun dun. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Panda. Yeah, I'm just a funk fan myself, and all the popozao, Oh yeah, let me tell you something, Brazilian people. I'm a married man, but my wife knows. Whenever we get to Brazil, I'm going to La Putaria for sure. This is where she's gonna be finding me. That's right, I said it. She knows. She be knowing, And du bruit, on vous a pas oublié. On est en train de voir des rappeurs français tels que I Am. Bon, la prochaine saison, on a une chanson avec Guru, Gangstar et MC Solar. Puis, again, I love French hip-hop from France. And again, me and G-Man, we just think about a way to like sneak that in there, a couple of French rappers, French tracks. And of course, I got my, American people, side of the border, what's up the US, wherever you at, make some noise. And I love the US. I've traveled all across the United States. I got mad family. And right now I feel for you guys, because, we just got some news that once again, New York is on a state of lockdown but you know what? I'm gonna get to that in my news segment, and of course, all my Canadian brothers, So, what? I just love everyone, that's what, and you know what? Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you for listening to us and downloading our podcast. It means so much for us, we got together because we share this incredible love of, that music genre that I grew up on hip hop, I feel that, I grew up when I was around like 10, going to the United States and, getting like these tapes, of early like Run DMC tracks, like Crush Groove and stuff like that, till hip hop is what it is today, like one of the biggest, right now, like hip hop is just a machine. And yes, it's closer to hip hop with a P, but that's just another story for another time, party people. That's right. So, like I was saying, New York is in a state of emergency because of the Omicron variant threat. NYC is once again on lockdown, party people. And New York State Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency due to the rise of COVID-19 case in the state, as well as the threat of the Omicron variant. Man, yo, are we ever gonna get a break from that? I thought we were coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? We were coming out in November. They've actually opened the borders in Canada. We were actually able to go to the United States, and me and the wife were planning to go see some family, you know, for Christmas, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Damn COVID. So party people, so what have I been watching this week? Tiger King 2, Netflix show, Tiger King 2, and I have to tell you, party people, it's not necessary. Don't waste your time. Don't watch it. They did not have much to say, and I think that Netflix was just trying to bank on the popularity of the first Tiger King. However, you know, from my point of view, the story is dead. You know, nothing really came of it. You just have a bunch of follow-up stories, but definitely not. Actually, you know what? Not even close to being as good as the first season. So party people, track of the week is No Monsters by Apollo Brown and Stally. So if you don't know Apollo Brown, he's the guy from the crew, the Detroit crew called Ugly Heroes. They made the cut. They have a track that I would like to share with you guys. And Stally, well, I always felt bad for this rapper because he's really dope. He's dope as hell, you know. The guy got mad lyrics, and I think that he got signed to Maybach Music, Rick Ross's label, but that never panned out. You know, I guess like they were, you know, pushing the trap-ish, you know, because that's the vibe right now. So right now, like that track that he's doing with Apollo Brown is straight up true school. You know, check it out if you have the chance to. That's No Monsters by Apollo Brown and Stally. So party people, check out the G-Man as he will be reviewing I Shouldn't Have Done It by Slick Rick. And yo, if the G-Money wouldn't have picked that song, I would have. Slick Rick is one of the best storytellers in the business. And even though, you know, we haven't heard of him in a while, it doesn't take away from what he did in his early years. Alright, party people, so let's get back to the review. So why did I choose this song? Very simple. I was a huge BDP fan, still is, huge BDP fan. And when BDP's last album, I think it was Sex and Violence, if I recall, it wasn't great. I was actually questioning KRS-One. I was like, oh, okay, you know, maybe his time is done. Little did I know. Party people. So, is this song original? And if so, how? Well, KRS is unique. He has a distinct voice and delivery that will always make him stand out. Okay, his rhyme schemes is incredible, but it's mostly the topics, you know. KRS-One can break you down and just straight up like battle you and diss you. And the same thing like that, he could also, you know, like come up with a song with like the history of the Moors, you know, or have like a song about like how beef is actually the real drug in the United States, you know. Incredibly smart. And definitely KRS-One, no matter what he does, he will always stand out. Always. And party people, just to check out a few rappers from that same year. So I'm just gonna put the whole Wu-Tang Clan in there. The same thing as Boot Camp Click. Pac came out with Me Against the World. Big L, Mobb Deep with The Infamous. So we're talking about like, yo, like first level tier 1 rappers. And KRS-One, no problem. He will swing amongst the best and even perhaps even be number 1, you know? So fun fact, party people, KRS-One ended up in a homeless shelter in the South Bronx where he was named Krishna because of his interest in the spiritual side of the Hare Krishna religion. That is just awesome, you know. So party people, courtesy of this cog, and this is why I give it a 4 on 5, party people, for originality. 4 on 5. Delivery, party people. Delivery would stand up for lyrics, flow, cadence. So let me go with the quotable, and of course, I ain't no KRS. You know, I must underline, I am no KRS-One, party people. Check the time as I rhyme. It's 1995. Whenever I arrive, the party gets liver. Flow with the master rhymer as I leave behind the video rapper, you know, the chart climber. So clean. So clean. Let's check it out. What does it mean? Check the time as I rhyme. It's 1995. Check the time. So he's telling you, look, it's 1995 and I've been doing this since the late 80s, okay? And whenever I arrive, I'm still the best. The party still get liver, you know? That's just a great way to put it. Not only that, but it then destroys you with flow with the master rhymer, because he is the master, the blast master KRS-One, right? As I leave behind the video rapper, you know, the chart climber. So again, he's kind of like, I'm not saying that it's a diss to LL, but he's, of course, is referring to a certain type of rappers, to rappers that basically do songs purposely to basically climb the charts, you know, to be on top of, to get that Billboard respect, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't do that, you know? And party people, courtesy of Genius.com, and this is why, for delivery, lyrics, and flow, my man KRS-One gets a 5 on 5, party people. These lyrics, you cannot touch them. And he has many, 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 many more. All right, production, party people, would consist of beat, mixing, scratching, engineering. Produced by DJ Premier, party people. And at that time, okay, now we're in 95, we're openly, the hip-hop culture is starting to be open to have a DJ or a producer from one crew produce for another. Because I will tell you, from the beginning of hip-hop all the way until like the early 90s, yo, your producer was your producer. Your DJ was your DJ, you know. But of course, Primo being the producer that he is, you know, of course he had to branch out. So let's take a look at that beat, okay? It starts with a piano hook, a sample by Clifford Brown called Yesterday, and we're gonna check out the samples later on. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. That riff, that piano, that's, ooh, so sweet. And then the boom bap drums just drop. Boom! Whoa! Then the boom bap drums just kick you in the face hard, you know. Yeah, when that drum like kicks, damn. And you could hear there's like another sound, and this is the genius what Primo does. He's going to make like two sounds kind of like speak to each other, a little bit like a respond and react, you know. And you have like dun 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 dun, and you have like another, like, it's almost like a bell sound, cling cling. Magnificent. And that's signature Primo right there. Signature Primo. And also, party people, check out Primo's YouTube special. You know, he has one called So What's Up, where he basically goes through his production techniques, and this is how and there's one on that track, he really goes into detail on how like he made the beat. And Primo was saying how like he was so anxious to work with KRS-One because he did a lot of tracks on KRS-One's first solo album, Return of the Boom Bap, and he was like, okay, yo, KRS-One, I'm gonna design something just for you. And that was it, party people. That bum 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 cling, bum 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 bum. Again, yo, my voice, you know, I'm doing what I can, party people. So let's check out the samples, okay? It's 6 samples deep. The main one being Clifford Brown, the song Yesterday from 1955, okay? Then we have the Ballad of Jed Clampett by Flat and Scruggs released in 1963. That's a vocal sample. Then you got These Are the Breaks by Curtis Blow, 1980. Again, vocals. Hip Hop versus Rap sample, KRS-One sample. KRS-One tends to do that. KRS-One tends to do that. He will sample himself a lot. You Must Learn by BDP in 89, vocals and Mad-ism as well, which it's basically China Live. But yo, that's a KRS-One joint, you know. Courtesy of who sampled, and this is why, party people, for production, I give it a 5 on 5. Party people. 5 on 5. So, let's take a look, party people. Let's take a look at my next Tiki top 55. So, party people, these are my top 5 BDP and KRS albums, okay? I would almost say from the 80s and 90s, but these albums are so good. And of course, KRS-One came out with some material later on after the 90s, and it was good, but not as good as this, not as good as the early stuff. And of course, I'm going to start with BDP by Any Means Necessary, a 1988 classic. This album is nearly perfect, okay? BDP Edutainment, 1990. I just love this album. Not KRS-One, not BDP's most popular. I don't know why, but I feel like this album has the perfect balance of political stuff, street shit, lyricism. It's braggadocio at time, but it's also a magnificent album. Of course, you have like the 3 first KRS-One solo joints. Return of the Boom Bap in 93, KRS-One in 95, and I Got Next in 97. So party people, that was my top 5 55 BDP and KRS-One albums. So before we get back into the review, party people, at 40 Years of Hip Hop, we use Buzzsprout for our podcast. They get your show listed on every podcast platform available. We were able to get over 20,000 downloads within a year or so. As Buzzsprout members, you will get a great looking podcasting platform, an audio player that you can drop into any other website, even WordPress, okay? You will also benefit from detailed analytics and tools to promote your episode, like audio video snippets of your podcast called sound bites. However, for me, my thing is that I get to generate a second revenue by talking about something that I am passionate about and that I love. Think about it, party people. Are you a fan of something? Huh? Try podcasting about it. It's easy, fun, and can generate a second revenue. Get started for free, no credit card required. Cancel anytime, no contracts, and it doesn't stop here, party people. You will receive a $20 gift certificate, a $20 Amazon gift certificate after your second paid invoice. Link below in our episode notes. Party people, Buzzsprout is the way to go. Now back to the review. Is this song still relevant? Was it able to stand the test of time, and if so, how? Well, so the way, of course, here we are. Do I think that this song is still relevant? Me, yes. Okay. Not only that, but I think it's also a little bit of a breakthrough song for KRS-One. The fact that this song played a lot in clubs, and most of BDP or KRS-One's music is not really club friendly, you know. But that one, KRS-One, I feel that KRS-One in his solo material, especially after his first solo album, he actually thought about, okay, so you know what, I'm gonna try to make something, you know, for the clubs, and that one was definitely one of them. He does have more than 409,000 Instagram followers, you know. That counts for something. And again, like I don't think that KRS-One gives a damn about social media, but he's close to like 500,000, you know, followers, and that counts for something. You know, from a guy who's been around since like, I would almost say like the mid 80s. Yo. Also, YouTube views in total 20 million. Okay, so the love is there. Okay, 20 million views for the video. It's definitely there. There's a whole bunch of YouTube reactions to it. There's a couple of reactions to it. One that I like is Teen Reacts, you know, and it's kind of like cool to see, you know, teens react to music that, you know, they're oblivious. You know, they don't know who KRS-One, and it was quite entertaining. Fun fact, party people, in October 2021, two legends went face to face as Big Daddy Kane battled KRS-One in a versus. And party people, you know what? Hip hop culture won that day. When you have these two guys, these two living legends going at it for a couple of hours, it was just beautiful, party people. And this is why I give it a 3.75 on 5 for relevance and longevity. Awesome track, lost a few steps over the years, but in my heart, it's gonna be a classic. Powerful impact, boom from the cannon. Party people, how did this song impact me? Well, BDP, like I was saying early on in my career, in the podcast, early in KRS-One or / BDP's career, the guy did come up with like 4 incredible albums, okay, with BDP. So the way when KRS-One went solo, he came out with Return of the Boom Bap. I thought that was actually KRS-One's final album. That's what I thought, you know. And then he came out with KRS-One, and I was like, oh, not only that, but it was good. Now, it's a question, if you look at that, how many MCs have that longevity? How many MCs have the capacity not even to reinvent themselves? Because KRS-One did not reinvent himself. He just stayed himself. But himself just happened to be one of the dopest MCs in hip-hop history. Fantastic. So, and this is the reason why, like, I was just mesmerized, you know, like I was like, wow, damn. So the guy comes up with like 4 amazing albums with his group. He does Return of the Boom Bap. That's just wow. Okay, like a true boom bap era hip hop classic. Okay, the whole album was good, right? And then he drops this, you know, and this, for me, I was like, wow, when is it gonna stop? You know, when is it gonna stop? So, also, the song MCs Act Like They Don't Know, it's been sampled 45 times. 45 times, party people. Damn, that's something. That's something. Did it chart? Of course it did. So the song, Billboard Hot 100, position number 57, the Billboard Hot R&B Singles number 35, the Billboard Hot Rap Singles number 9, and the Billboard Hot Dance Music Maxi Single at number 1. And party people, this is why I give it a 4 on 5 for impact. So just a little recap, party people. So originality, definitely a 4, because no matter what KRS-One does, he's always original. Okay, he always stands out. You know, he has a unique voice, unique delivery, lyrics and flow. So definitely a 5. That track is lyrically perfect. Not only that, but it's incredibly difficult to find a weak KRS-One run. It's hard. Production, of course, handled by one of the legends out there, DJ Premier. So I gave it a 4, okay? And again, at the end of the day, it's a loop, you know, it's a loop. And I know that Primo did some beats that are a little more complex. Yeah, so that's the bad, it's just my preferences. It's my show. And for me, I like a beat that has an evolution to it, you know, that has a break then comes back. So, but this one is more of a loop. It's an amazing loop, you know, nonetheless a loop. Relevance and longevity. This song took a step for sure, you know. But real recognize real, you know, and that's why like it's still around. A couple of young cats, you know, reacted to it. The track might have lost a few steps, but it is not forgotten. As for impact, I went with a 4 on 5, you know. The song charted. Not only that, but at that time, that song was so hot, it was on every street mixtape. Not only that, on top of that, it played in the clubs. So I went with a 4 for impact. For a grand total of 20.5 on 25 for 82%. So party people, thanks for listening to us. You know, subscribe, like, and share. And party people, support 40 years of hip hop by buying us a coffee so that we can continue dropping this amazing weekly podcast. Tune back next week for the season finale, party people. That's right, already for the season finale, as I will be reviewing Effany by Rhapsody from her 2019 album Eve. And this is your host with the most, Mr. Ron, wishing you happy Honolulu, peace, and I'm out.